Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari
Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira
Vanachari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivadacharya Ashtadhara Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivadacharya Ashtadhara Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Sakaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva Gauda Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Yeah, Bajranayan Swami, he suggested we read from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chapter 13, Madhya Lila, and I'll tell you the verse in one moment. Maybe more than one moment. So start from 60. Text 60. We don't chant Bengali very much. Yeah. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Madhya Lila, chapter 13, the Lord's dancing at Rath Yatra, text 60. Dishtaman Setai Prasade Pale Rahasya Darshan Raja Re Tuche Seva Deki Prabhu Tushtaman Setai Prasade Pale Rahasya Darshan Raja Ratuche Seva Deki Prabhu Tushtaman Sita Prasada Palarahasa Darshan. Alright, translation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had been very satisfied to see the king accept the menial task of sweeping the street. And for his humility the king received the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He could therefore observe the mystery of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities. Purport. The mystery of Lord Chaitanya's activities is described by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Lord Jagannath was astonished to see the transcendental dancing and chanting of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he stopped his car just to see the dancing. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then danced in such a mystical way that he pleased Lord Jagannath. The seer and the dancer were one and the same Supreme Person, but the Lord, being one and many at the same time, was exhibiting the variegatedness of his pastimes. This is the meaning behind his mysterious exhibition. By the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the king could understand how the two of them were enjoying each other's activities. Another mysterious exhibition was Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's simultaneous presence in 7 groups. By the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the king could understand that also. Om Ganata Vadandasya Gananjada Shalakya Chakshulan Maditam Yanitasma Shri Gurave Namaha Pam Karjvachalam Pangam Langa Itegadim Yakabatam Aham Vande Shri Gurande Tadaram Bancha Kapali Vishya Kipasandi Vicha Patitanam Pavanebyo Vaishnavebyo Namanama Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gauda Bhakti Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. All right, so we'll continue reading. So, but first, the King Prataparudra, he was a king, and which will be explained in the next verse. Purport Mahaprabhu didn't want to meet with him because he was a king. But as the verse we just read was describing, that he was sweeping in front of the Lord Jagannath's cart, so that humility won Lord Chaitanya's heart. So we can learn from that whatever we have, be it good or mediocre or evil or whatever it may be, whatever qualities, whatever abilities, it cannot win the heart of Krishna, or it cannot win the heart of Lord Chaitanya, and it cannot win the heart of the spiritual master. But that humility and service, menial service, humble service to them, will, you could say, win their heart. One time Bhakti Vikas Swami, some disciple of his, was offering him some money, donation, as householders should, offering a donation. Brahmacharis, they can't exactly offer donations because they don't have anything. But, they offer service, but different ways. But anyways, this disciple was offering some donation, and then Bhakti Vikas Swami, he went, oh, no. And then he pointed to his heart. He said, oh, I want your heart, the devotion. So, all right, so we'll read the next 61. Although the king had been refused an interview, he was indirectly bestowed causeless mercy. Who can understand the internal potency of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Purport. As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was playing the part of a world teacher, he did not agree to see the king, because a king is a mundane person interested in money and women. Indeed, the very word king suggests one who is always surrounded by money and women. As a sannyasi, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was afraid of both money and women. The very word king is repugnant to one who is in the renounced order of life. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu refused to see the king, but indirectly by the Lord's causeless mercy, the king was able to understand the Lord's mysterious activities. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities were exhibited sometimes to reveal him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and sometimes to show him as a devotee. Both kinds of activities are mysterious and appreciated only by pure devotees. All right, so continue. When the two great personalities, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Kashyap Mishra, saw Mahaprabhu's causeless mercy upon the king, they were astonished. Mahaprabhu performed his pastimes for some time in this way. He personally sang and induced his personal associates to dance. According to his need, the Lord sometimes exhibited one form and sometimes many. This was being executed by his internal potency. Indeed, the personality of Godhead forgot himself in the course of his transcendental pastimes. But his internal potency, Lila Shakti, knowing the intentions of the Lord, made all arrangements. Just as Lord Sri Krishna formerly performed the Rasa Lila dance and other pastimes at Vrindavan, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed uncommon pastimes moment after moment. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's dancing before the Rath Yatra car could be perceived only by pure devotees. Others could not understand. Descriptions of Lord Krishna's uncommon dancing can be found in the revealed scripture, srimadbhagavatam. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced in great jubilation and inundated all the people with waves of ecstatic love. Thus Lord Jagannath mounted his car, and Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inspired all his devotees to dance in front of it. Now please hear about Lord Jagannath's going to the Gandicha temple, while Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced before the Rath cart. The Lord performed kirtan for some time and, through his own endeavor, inspired all the devotees to dance. Okay. I did a little bit so far. Okay. When the Lord himself wanted to dance, all 7 groups combined together. The Lord's devotees, including Srivas, Ramai, Raghu, Govinda, Mukunda, Haridas, Govindananda, Madhava, and Govinda, all combined together. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu desired to jump high while dancing, he placed these 9 people in the charge of Srup Damodar. These devotees, Srup Damodar and the devotees in his charge, sang along with the Lord, and they also ran beside him. All the other groups of men also sang. Offering obeisance to the Lord with folded hands, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu raised his face toward Jagannath and prayed as follows. So these are verses we could chant the following verses when we see Lord Jagannath in Los Angeles. Oh, they usually chant those before you start the Rath Yatra. Okay. So here's the verses. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmanathaya Cha Jagadataya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Let me offer my respectful obeisance unto Lord Krishna, who is the worshipful deity for all Brahminical men, who is the well-wisher of cows and Brahmins, and who is always benefiting the whole world. I offer my repeated obeisances to the personality of Godhead, known as Krishna and Govinda. Purport. This is a quotation from the Vishnu Purana 1:1965. So here's the next one. Jayati Jayati Devo Devaki Nandano So Jayati Jayati Krishna Vishnu Vamsa Pradeepa Jayati Jayati Megha Shamala Komalango Jayati Jayati Prithvi Bharanasha Mukunda. All glories unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is known as the son of Devaki. All glories to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is known as the light of the dynasty of Vrishni. All glories to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose bodily luster is like that of a new cloud, and whose body is as soft as a lotus flower. All glories to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who appeared on this planet to deliver the world from the burden of demons, and who can offer liberation to everyone. From the Mukunda Mala. So, all right, I think there's another one. Jayati Janani Vasa Devaki Janmavado Yadavari Parishat Swadopi Asanna Dharmam Stirachara Vijni Susmiti Shri Mukena Vrajapurta Vanitanam Vardhanam Kamadevam. Lord Sri Krishna is he who is known as Jana Nivas, the ultimate resort of all living entities, and who is also known as Devaki Nandana or Yashoda Nandana, the son of Devaki and Yashoda. He is, yeah.
He's both the source of all living entities, and then listed as the son
Yeah.
of Devaki.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's God. Not an old man, the beard, and not in a very good mood.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. You did something you didn't say anything.
Okay. No, that's okay. I was just thinking about, like we said, like I think I said the other day, but it's kind of interesting. Yeah, Tamal Krishna Goswami, he met this Baptist or something, and actually somehow Maharaj gave a class at their church, and afterwards the fellow, he really liked it. The minister really liked it, and he went up to him and shaked his hand and said, we have so much in common, brother, and thank you very much. And so Maharaj, this is in L.A., at the old temple when he was a brahmachari. So he invited him to the temple, their whole congregation. So they all came to the temple. And then, so then they walked in, and then they saw the deities. And that was just kind of like too much, They couldn't understand that. And then Maharaj tried to come up and talk to him afterwards and explain it, but they just couldn't get it. But this fellow's conception of God is that Tamal Krishna Goswami was explaining that he was saying no one's ever seen God. And why has no one ever seen God? Is because he's too big. He's too big? Yeah, he's too big. So no one's ever, you can't go far enough back to see him because he's so big. So anyways, that was his.
Did you see his knee or his elbow or his
Yeah, maybe you could see his feet. That's about it. I don't know. But that's what he said, so funny idea. But yeah, we have a very wonderful conception, right? We have Krishna, whereas the Krishna book says wonderful Krishna. There's that chapter. So, yeah.
we express it in a different way.
So the real key element that the Prabhu mentioned is kind of like the left chapter of Gita about, the form of reflection, use the power. So the Krishna brings himself down in this form so we can relate it. So the whole point of it is to engage the bhakti work. We don't have that. It's all others. Okay, so you have something like so that's the element of the
We find that in Bhagavad Gita, where he says, please remove this spiritual form.
That's the form that comes back down. That's the spiritual form that is called.
Yeah, you can't have much of a loving relationship with the universal form. So what,
Prabhupada said, where will you hang the garden?
can't reach. Lord Sri Krishna is he who is known as Jananivas, the ultimate resort of all living entities, and who is also known as Devaki Nandana or Yashoda Nandana, the son of Devaki and Yashoda. He is the guide of the Yadu dynasty, and with his mighty arms he kills everything inauspicious, as well as every man who is impious. By his presence he destroys all things inauspicious for all living entities, moving and inert. His blissful smiling face always increases the lusty desires of the gopis of Vrindavan. May he be all glorious and happy. Purport. It's from the Bhagavatam 10:90-48. Naham vipro nacha narapatir napi vaisho nashudro naham varni nacha griha patir na vanasto yatirva kintu prodyan nikali paramananda purnamritabdir gopi bartu padakamalor dasu dasa anandasa. I am not a Brahmin, I am not a Kshatriya, I am not a Vaishya or a Shudra, nor am I a Brahmachari, a householder, a Vanaprastha, or a sannyasi. I identify myself only as the servant of the servant of the servant of the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna, the maintainer of the gopis. He is like an ocean of nectar, and he is the cause of universal transcendental bliss. He is always existing with brilliance. So this is from the
Existing with
brilliance.
I got this pan. Brilliant.
He's always existing with donuts too. Brilliance. This is verse 74 from Padyavali, Rupa Goswami. So, text 81. Having recited all these verses from Scripture, the Lord again offered his obeisances, and all the devotees with folded hands also offered prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, just as one offer, just as Krishna is worshipable, obviously, so things in relation to Krishna are also worshipable. Just like devotees are worshipable, and things that devotees use are also worshipable. So, for example, like at Vrindavan, at the Krishna Balarama Mandir, they have Prabhupada's house there, and he has all the Prabhupada's paraphernalia that he used. They have so many things there.
Prabhupada gives an example, like a father or a mother, when they see the child's little shoes, or they see the little, whatever, they see something related to the child or something they love, they feel that inspiration. So when we see things in relation to Krishna, Krishna's devotees, Krishna's temple, Krishna's whatever, we should feel that love.
Yeah. So Prabhupada, he at the San Francisco Rath Yatra, when devotees were building the cart, Prabhupada went to the site where they were building the cart, and it's quite a big cart. And to devotees' surprise, Prabhupada actually offered obeisances, offered dandavats right there to the cart. They're a little surprised. So, but it's worshipful because it's going to be used for Lord Jagannath. And Rath Yatra was very dear, to Prabhupada. When he was a young boy, as everybody knows, or everybody's read his biography, he was a young boy, and he really wanted to have this Rath Yatra celebration throughout his neighborhood. And as it told that his father, for whatever reason, it wasn't looking like they're able to get the car, they couldn't find what their expense, the money or whatever, this and that. And Prabhupada was showing his displeasure. I don't know if he was crying or whatever he was doing, but then an elderly Bengali, soft-hearted elderly Bengali woman, probably devotee, she said, "Oh, what's the problem here?" And then his father said, "Well, we want to have this cart, but we don't, we can't find one, or it's too expensive," whatever he said. And then the woman said, "Well, I actually have a cart you could use." So then she donated the cart, and then they fixed it all up with the flags and everything, got Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, rounded up all the children of the neighborhood, and all the mothers were cooking, right? Their Bengali sweets and other preparations to offer Lord Jagannath. And they did a little tour around the neighborhood, and it lasted a few days, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. So it's a whole festival. So Prabhupada was, from a very young age, very interested in that. And interesting enough is when he came to America, that was one of the first things he wanted to institute. He came to San Francisco, and he said, "You have the Rath Yatra car festival." And first one was with Shamasundar Prabhu and all the devotees, and on the back of a pickup truck, they put Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, and they drove them down, What is it? Yeah, panel truck. So they... Yeah, Ralph was in the front seat, that's true. Yeah, also Shamasundar. Yeah, that's right. Malati, she was at some store in San Francisco, and she was going around looking at what they had, and they had all types of stuff from India, kind of, hippie, maybe mystical store or whatever. So she was going around, and then she saw this big container for these little dolls, little Jagannath and Baladev. But so she went there, and she said that she had a habit of, 5-finger discount, So that's how she got the little. So then she came back, and she wanted to offer to Prabhupada. So then she put it on Prabhupada's desk, little Jagannath. And then Prabhupada, he offered obeisances and prayers. "Oh, this is Lord Jagannath." And then Prabhupada said, "Oh, where did you get these? Where did you get this?" She said, "Oh, I went to the store." And so she went back and she got Baladev and Sribhadra.
Are there any more?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So she went back and got them. I don't know if she paid, but whatever. She went back and she got them. And then from there, Prabhupada asked devotees if there was anybody who was skilled in carpentry work and woodwork, and then Shyamasundar Prabhu just happened to be very skilled in that. So he was carving Jagannath Baladev and Subhadra. And interesting enough is that somehow or other he still had a bad habit of smoking cigarettes. So Prabhupada wanted to see how the work was going, so he went to the place where Shyamasundar Prabhu was working, and then when he walked in, there was Jagannath there, and then on top of Jagannath there was a pack of cigarettes, and then on top of his head, So then Prabhupada, he looked, and then with his cane he just hit it off, and it flew off. And then Prabhupada said, "Oh, you shouldn't let such a small thing get in between you and Krishna." And then Prabhupada, understanding that it's difficult to give up that habit, he said, what you should do is you should smoke one less every day. So, okay, you cannot give up immediately, but just smoke one less. And then he did that, and then eventually he was able to give up. So it's like that. If you smoke a pack, then smoke half a pack or whatever, I know we used to, anyways, it's people actually smoke a pack a day or two packs a day. I remember there was some distant family members of mine. We were traveling down to SanDiego from Oregon, going to Los Angeles, and we stopped at these people's house. They're probably in their next body now, but we went to their house, and I remember the mother and the father of the house, they were just chain smoker. One cigarette, they finish, and then light another one, and then light another one, and then, light another one. It's just all day. And I was, anyways. So Prabhupada said one less, and then he gave it up. So, and Jagannath Baladev Subhadra is still there in Berkeley. You could go take darshan someday. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced and jumped high, roaring like thunder and moving in a circle like a wheel, he appeared like a circling firebrand. Wherever Lord Chaitanya stepped while dancing, the whole earth, with its hills and seas, appeared to tilt. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced, he displayed various blissful transcendental changes in his body. Sometimes he appeared as though stunned, sometimes the hairs of his body stood on end, sometimes he perspired, cried, trembled, and changed color, and sometimes he exhibited symptoms of helplessness, pride, exuberance, and humility. We'll see if any of the devotees at the Rath Yatra are displaying some of these things. Some of them are hard to match. By most of them. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fell down with a crash while dancing, he would roll on the ground. At such times it appeared that a golden mountain was rolling on the ground. Nityananda Prabhu would stretch out his two hands and try to catch the Lord when he was running here and there. Advaitacharya would walk behind the Lord and loudly chant, "Haribol, Haribol," again and again. Just to check the crowds from coming too near the Lord, the devotees formed three circles. The first circle was guided by Nityananda Prabhu, who is Balarama himself, the possessor of great strength. So no one could get past him. All the devotees headed by Kashishvara and Govinda linked hands and formed a second circle around the Lord. Maharaj Prataparudra and his personal assistants formed a third circle around the two inner circles just to check the crowds from coming too near. With his hands on the shoulders of Hari Chandana, King Prataparudra could see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dancing, and the king felt great ecstasy. While the king beheld the dancing, Srivas Thakur, standing in front of him, became ecstatic as he saw the dancing of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Seeing Srivas Thakur standing before the king, Hari Chandana touched Srivas with his hand and requested him to step aside. Absorbed in watching Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dance, Srivas Thakur could not understand why he was being touched and pushed. After he was pushed again and again, he became angry. Srivas Thakur slapped Hari Chandana to stop him from pushing him. In turn, this made Hari Chandana angry. At the angered Hari Chandana was about to speak to Srivas Thakur, Prabhu Maharaj personally stopped him. King Prabhu said, "You are very fortunate, for you've been graced by the touch of Srivas Thakur. I am not so fortunate. You should feel obliged to him." Everyone was astonished by the dancing of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and even Lord Jagannath became extremely happy to see him. So Lord Jagannath has a very, he's quite a, you could say, mystical form of Krishna. And he displays all these all these interesting pastimes, in which it is said that he'll stop the cart, and no one can move it. He'll do so many things, and the history is given of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who was obviously everybody knows Srila Prabhupada's guru, and when he was a young baby, he was there in Puri with his father, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and his mother, Bhagavati. And so the cart was coming down the street, and apparently Bhaktivinoda Thakur lived there, right, where the procession was going. The house is still there. And it stopped. The cart stopped and it wouldn't move. So then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's mother brought the young baby out. So she brought him out and put him in front of the cart. It said that a garland fell and went over the young Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Bimala Prasad went over him. So it's nice.
And this still happens throughout the office to this day. Sometimes they don't move, sometimes the cart will move, sometimes the wheels race, and there's a big anxiety how to fix it. And the boss says every year, something, they plan for everything. They've been doing it for 37 years, and something far out happens with the cars at the last minute. Always happens.
Yeah, last few years ago, Balaram's cart actually broke. The wheel broke or something. It couldn't move anymore. So then devotees, they got Balaram, and then they moved him.
Police were about to coordinate officer wrist, and they weren't going to let us move Jagannath, Lord Balaram off. We would have to leave Lord Balaram as a what do you call it, whatever it is, a crime scene, taped off, yellow, and leave him there overnight with no service, And the devotees were just flipping out, so lost confusion and anxiety. Finally, this officer, the guy said, "All right, but you got 15 minutes." And they moved Lord Balaram off, put him on Jagannath's car,
Yeah, I remember that.
brings out the intense prayer.
The car came to a complete standstill and remained immovable while Lord Jagannath, with unblinking eyes, watched the dancing of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All right, so goes on, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's in the next few verses, he's displaying some very unparalleled, unseen transcendental symptoms, transcendental characteristics. And then it continues. So but I think we should stop there. Does anyone have any questions or? This one says 8:26. I think that one's a little slow.
What was the section of the prayers? Because I'm going to print out those prayers and chant them at least for my own purification tomorrow.
Okay. It is. It's text 77. It's Madhya. Madhya chapter 13. text 77, 78, 79, and 80. Yeah. So.
When I was one of the first things I noticed was that third verse, life is running muscle, at the very end of the canto, probably explains the summary. Here, it's a summary of things in Korea. You know, you got David who is in Florida, and then in the south. So that verse was came at a big time, and we were instructed to chant it first so you could get up and go. I mean, I don't know if I can memorize it, I couldn't memorize it that time, but we chanted it, and I chanted it in Sanskrit, and you only have to have it.
That was which one of these verses? The one with
No,
Johnny
you got
Depp?
Jai Vijayana Vasa, that was the third one.
Who is instructing you? The Bhakti leader?
I'm sorry?
The Bhakti leader was instructing you?
Yeah, Jai Vijayana Vasa.
Thank you for
Nice.
And this for this last one, there's no, if you notice there's not a Victor verse, there's no predicate for that. That seems to be an original verse by verse.
Yeah, it doesn't.
And that's a good verse, I don't think so.
I mean, it says this is a verse 74 from Padyavali,
Yeah.
but it doesn't say who. But it doesn't say who chanted it in Padyavali, because some. Oh, okay. Okay. Some of the Vaishnavas, they write poems and then they don't say their name. It's interesting. Anonymous. All right. Okay. So Granthiraj srimadbhagavatam ki. Granthiraj Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai.